cookery demonstration for Saturday. And I have the fabulous Aidan Ryan. Very excited to have you here, Aidan. Thank you so much. Not at all. Aidan Ryan is from Tribe Restaurant in Duleek. And what an amazing character. You're so passionate about food, Aidan. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I love being in your company and being able to soak up that energy. But before I let you talk, I'm going to read out your bio. I love bios. It tells you everything about an individual. Very excited. Sweetie, we're not even live yet. How very dare me. Hold on. Guys, pause. We have somebody in the garden drinking gin and tonics wanting to watch. So if I don't have this live, I will get phone calls and text messages. So Sue, we're live, sweetie. This is Aidan Tribe. You've requested it. We're making it happen. Terrific. So Aidan Ryan is the executive head chef and director of a family-run, award-winning, we'll talk about that in a minute, because holy God, you've had a great couple of months, award-winning restaurant called Tribe, along with his 3 siblings. The Ryan family have a strong connection to grassroots and grass-fed through their dad, he's over there, who has played a major role in their love of the land, which is represented in every dish that Aidan creates, with great focus on local and Irish. Aidan trained with many of Ireland's top chefs, including Ross Lewis, Derry Clark, Neville Maguire. Come on! Tribe is one of the 3 restaurants that resides in a very historic and medieval location, and it's a church that is surrounded with breathtaking ruins. The location is phenomenal. I've been, I can attest to that. Tribe is also growing in its footprint and expanding its foodie foothold beyond its beautiful home of Duleek.
Thank you.
We've so much to talk about. So first question, what are we cooking today?
So we're going to do a tortellini. So we're going to do a tortellini with a lovely smoked Gubbeen. So a lovely West Cork product. So we're going to do a smoked Gubbeen bechamel sauce inside. And we're going to serve that over some lovely Drummond House asparagus. First of the season, guys. I will have some for some of you in the audience if you'd like to bring it with you.
Lucky ducks.
And then we're going to do that in a lovely spring broth as well. Okay.
Love it. So, there's so many Irish influences in here and producers. Really important to you.
Yes.
You as an individual, but also to Tribe as a restaurant.
Yeah, well, obviously through my own roots, from we're 4th generation dairy and beef farmers. So it was always long before. So basically, I started studying culinary arts when I was 18. But long before that, obviously from my grandfather, dairy, beef, and then down to my dad, and all things growing, everything around it. So yeah, that's where it kind of all starts.
Osmosis. Thank God for osmosis.
Absolutely.
I love it. So making pasta, it's quite a technique, isn't it?
Yes.
You're very passionate about this.
Yeah.
And you want to teach everyone, you want to demystify it, make it simple.
Well, I suppose pasta, you go into any supermarket around the country, you have libraries of dried pasta. Absolutely nothing wrong with dried pasta, but look where we are, look where we live. We have some of the best flour, eggs, and that's all you need for pasta. So why not do it yourself at home? And just to kind of take away the intimidation of doing fresh pasta yourself. So we get started.
Yeah, let's get started.
So we have just a very basic vegetable stock just on the simmer here, okay? That there, as I said, very basic. Onion, carrot, celery, with some leeks in there, really basic. So we're going to start off with that, just bringing it to a simmer. Turn it into the broth. So we're going to use some lemon zest. We have lovely Drummond House. This is also Drummond House, guys. This is located just outside Drogheda, up beside us, up in the northeast. So you have some lovely elephant garlic, asparagus. We also have some Parmesan rind, also going to go into it. And so Tracy, if you'd like to, I showed you this product earlier on today.
Yeah.
So if you've seen that, guys, what would you?
He fooled me.
What would you believe that is?
Spring onion. I'm with you there.
So you're
wrong.
That is young garlic. So that is garlic before you get your garlic scapes, and that is, you're looking at about 3 weeks away from your bulb starting to form and your scapes starting to come. It's like a garlic spring onion. Yeah. So I really think
delicate and delicious.
This is something that you probably will start to see a lot more of, and it's such a versatile product. We try and use it. It really just heightens everything about it, I suppose. If you want to use spring onion in something, these are amazing. So you will start seeing these on your shelves soon.
Yeah,
I hope. Lovely. So
thanks for introducing us.
Oh,
Yeah.
so, let's get started. All right, so Tracy, I might just get you.
Yeah, I'm here for you.
Set up my asparagus,
Which
please.
is
Just
on
a
it.
snap in the middle.
Yeah. That natural snap, it nearly tells you what it wants to do, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Which is quite beautiful about asparagus.
That's the big thing. So I visited the guys up in Drummond House. So Maria and Peter Collins. So what they do up there, guys, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
So I really got a whole education on all things asparagus, garlic, elephant garlic, and how they grow this, guys, is absolutely it's amazing. So basically, they're about 100 meters, 200 meters from the sea. So you have that natural sea air coming in, and the very, very young asparagus, although extremely sweet, you get that little salty kick as well. So I thought that would add lovely to a nice melty cheese and a pasta over it. Okay, so let's get going with the broth. So we'll just a nice rough chop.
These leftover bits, they'd be great in a vegetable stock
I would
before you make
all of them into a stock.
Yeah.
So pop them in, just your lemon.
Sorry, is it young garlic from Drummond House as well?
It is indeed, yeah. So they're actually trying to get that onto the market as it is, but they're kind of giving it out to a lot of chefs and stuff at the minute. So I said, send them my way. So just a little bit of the rind of the lemon, and then we have some real spring onions also, guys, just to heighten it a little bit more.
I knew what they were. I got those right.
But they look so similar, you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
So we'll go in with them as well. Then the elephant garlic. So just a rough crush.
Claire, have you come across that before, the young garlic?
No, I've got the garlic scapes,
Yeah.
the asparagus, and then when I first opened, actually, Marita sent a load of asparagus that wasn't able to be used to be retail, and I was like, I will take that.
I think I heard that story actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was until,
Like that anyone's going to put in the bin, like, so I'm like...
well, Peter, we were out in the field having a look around, and I think Dorina had actually joined him lately as well. And he was just explaining to me, he pulled it out of the ground, he says, I don't know why people aren't using this. And now they're after getting, by the way, first Irish garlic growers ever as well, which has always been something done all around the continent, and a lot of people never realised you could grow here in Ireland.
Yeah.
They realised it from, he used to work in the Himalayas,
Yeah.
and he's seen this stuff growing on the side. He says, what's that? And they said, that's garlic. And he says, well, if it can grow in the middle of the Himalayas, we can grow it in Ireland. So, yeah, absolutely.
Love that.
Okay, so broth is going. Guys, I will add a little bit of, so I'll just mention this, so a broth, you want that savouriness, you want that umami kind of taste. There's several different ways you can flavour a broth. People go in with soy sauce, various different kind of salty sauces like that. So you have a lot of different, then you have sea vegetables can go into it as well. So seaweed, kelp, sea spaghetti, several different things like that can also go in. I use Parmesan rind. So in our restaurant at home, we have a lot of rind left over. What do you make use of it with? Break it up, throw it in. Gives you just that salty, the kind of like the crystals you can feel when you eat Parmesan, you kind of get that little tingle in your mouth as well. So it's really, really good. Guys, this broth itself, you can keep this is keep in a fridge for up to, you're looking at about 7 days. You can just drink a cup of this. It's one of the most nourishing things you can drink. It is amazing. Very, very good for good health as well. So very, very important. But we're going to add plenty of pasta and cheese to it. So we're going to counteract that. So we're going to leave the broth just on the go, Tracy, at the moment. All right, I would recommend just fresh black pepper.
Nice layer of flavour.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very, very aromatic, guys. This is like the ultimate if you're feeling a little bit under the weather or not, or you just want that little pick me up. This is brilliant. Okay, so pasta time.
Love it.
Let's get going. Okay.
Going to put me to work
pop
eventually.
you these few bits, please.
Yeah.
That's
Got it.
okay. Clear all this.
Let me take. Yeah. We'll do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So homemade pasta. You're very
Yes.
passionate about this. And
Yes.
it's on your menu, isn't it?
Yeah, so at the moment we've been trying to introduce as much fresh pasta as we can.
Yeah.
So I would have spent a good bit of time in Italy, and we went over to kind of see everything that they're doing from the pizza side of things. And I ended up coming across a chef who started my whole love of pasta. And now, apologies to any Italians in the room, but there's always this misconception that it has to be done the traditional way. I was never one for sticking to the status quo. And we also, I've spent a lot of time down here in Ballymaloe, and that's really changed my way of thinking with cooking. So I kind of said, you have all these traditional things that have to go into your pastas. I said, well, look what we have here. Let's try and do our own pasta here at home, as in from the ingredients. So we've some of the best cheese, some of the best beef, some of the best vegetables in the world. Why not push that a hell of a lot more, you know?
Love it, yeah.
So, we'll get going. So, guys, there's 3 kinds of pasta you can make, okay? So, what you usually see in a supermarket that is dried, there's no eggs, okay? So, what you'll see in there, that's a water-based pasta, okay? It dries very easily, it can keep for a long, long time, suitable for vegans. Fabulous product. Then if you see any cooked fresh pasta in supermarkets as well, you have that little bit of shelf life also because it's been cooked. So you'll get about a week. Guys, this here, start to finish, you can have pasta. You make it now, 20 minutes, you can have for the next 3 days, you can have fresh pasta all the time at home.
Yeah.
So I don't see why not for a lot of people, you know.
Well,
so,
after this now, we can say that.
Well, I hope
we'll have taught them everything they need to know.
So yeah, your 3 types of pasta. So as I said, your usual dried pasta that you see, that would be water and your flour. The flour, your first ingredient, so important, okay? You hear the term 00 flour, 00 flour. In Italian, guys, that is all-purpose flour. That's all that is. So what we do now in the restaurant, we have various blends and different things for different shapes of pasta. But your most basic way of looking at pasta, you get your 00 flour or plain flour, all-purpose. Please do not use self-raising flour ever. You will have a disaster, I promise you that. So, yeah, so one thing just to keep in your head with any form of pasta, 100 grams of flour, 1 egg. Whole egg.
Nice.
Yes, and that's the whole egg, not yolks.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, so you can use egg white in a pasta. If you use too much egg white, okay, you won't get the durability in your pasta, okay? So the eggs, so an egg yolk, you're looking at 48% water, and an egg white, you're looking at 90% water. So what I do here is, so I have 1 kilo of flour. I have 8 whole eggs, but for every 2 eggs you're going to substitute of whole eggs that you want to use yolks, use 2 yolks for every 1 egg.
Very good.
That makes sense to you,
Yeah.
okay? So, I suppose we begin.
Yeah, let's do this.
So guys, flour out into the middle of your table. As I say guys, 1
Proper
kilo.
old school,
here.
love it. From the tabletop, no bowl required.
I hope you don't mind me ruining
No,
your table.
not at all.
So guys, just
head.
into a mound, create just a little well in the middle.
Fab.
And just, very important, try and make sure you have enough space to get all your eggs in, that it's not coming out over the side, that you have time to incorporate all your flour with your eggs inside before it starts to spill out, okay?
You're able to see everything there nicely, yeah? You're happy?
This way, here, yeah.
I can move the camera. Oh yeah, good woman. Fabulous.
So, we're going to crack in 8 whole eggs.
Crack an egg on egg. Love
Egg
this.
on egg. You should never get shell.
Go on. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm mortified.
And another little tip, if you ever get a rogue shell in your eggs, pop the half piece of shell, just like that, dip it in, the eggshell will attract to the eggshell, pull it out.
The magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some lad, isn't he? It's a great Saturday evening.
So, once you get this going, and guys, I know the work that's involved with this, it seems this is the intimidating part of it for a lot of people. They
Yeah.
get intimidated by this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's flour and eggs, guys.
Have the crack.
Have the crack on your kitchen table.
Yeah.
Put the tunes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, enjoy.
Little glass of ice cold water. Responsible drinking.
I love having water.
Cocktail to finish this actually. We're very excited. We have 2 wonderful producers in the front row there. They're coming up at the end to compliment Aidan's dish.
Hope I can do their product justice.
Oh, I have no doubt in you.
So guys, I have the 8 whole eggs in, then just 4 yolks. Okay? Straight in like that.
Fabulous, darling.
Thank you very much. So you might often hear salt. So salting eggs, especially if you're just cooking eggs by themselves, discoloration. You can have water will start coming out of your eggs if you season at the start. With pasta, that's not going to matter because you're going to be resting for up to 3 hours and you want the flour to extract that moisture. Okay, so I will just go in with a little bit of sea salt. So this is Achill Island sea salt. We also have lovely sea salt up beside us. We've Oriel sea salt from Clotterhead in County Louth. And then also, I know, friends of yours, Tracy, West Dingle sea salt. Amazing products. So guys, as I said, 3 things, pieces of equipment you're going to need for this. A fork, and a counter, and good old elbow grease. So just mix up your eggs, just like you would making an omelette, scrambled eggs, anything like that.
Bringing in the walls nice and slow.
Absolutely. So just beat up them yolks first, and then start to slowly incorporate. And just for this at home, guys, just if you have a scraper, a dough scraper can be, just over here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
A scraper can be so handy. There we go. So then, I don't know if can everybody see nice and clear? So just slowly start to bring in the edges. And as you bring in a little bit of flour, keep going the whole time. And you're just pulling it in like that. And you'll start to see that thicken up very slowly into a dough. Now, this pasta that I'm making, this is the most versatile. So this can be used, as I said, for your filled pastas, your pappardelles, tagliatelles, linguine, spaghetti. The more yolks you're using, that veers towards filled pasta. If you want to go on the lesser side, whole eggs, or you want to incorporate a little bit of water, if you have your own pasta recipe, I would advise not filling the pasta because you will have an explosion in a pot. Yeah. You sound like I know that from experience.
Thank God for that.
So this can be quite therapeutic.
Shame on you, Stephen. Shame on, get out!
I knew that question would come. So obviously in the restaurant, obviously you have that little bit of volume, but we will go in, so we have a pasta extruder machine in the restaurant. It's basically a big thing of what I'm doing right now, and it will just push you out fresh pasta through whatever shape you want to put on the end of the machine.
Yeah.
But this is how I started. I suppose I would have done this in the restaurant at a point, but then I suppose
volume, isn't it?
Volume comes at a point.
And also repetitive strain injury. Like you really do have to be clever when you are working in a kitchen.
Well, look, I suppose if you have good equipment there, your ingredients, guys, your ingredients is everything. Yeah. Everything. They'll always speak for themselves. So you can just see now that's starting to become like a batter.
Yeah, thickening up.
Yep, slowly. Just keep bringing it in. Try and keep that wall around the side the whole time.
So the people in Jalique, like, they're absolutely spoiled rich, aren't they? Aren't they?
Yeah, no, well look, I suppose the restaurant has went from strength to strength over the last couple of years.
How old are you?
Me, I'm 27 now myself, and then we're 4 years old, so we opened back in June 2019.
Oh man.
Yeah, so yeah, we had an amazing start. Obviously then a little thing called COVID came along, and which actually, I would say now to this day, has kind of taught us more, I suppose, than ever before, than if it didn't happen. Yeah. We obviously had to introduce a large takeaway business, which is now probably 30% of what we do.
Amazing.
You know, and from that now we're after opening 2 local food trucks as well. So.
And what are you doing in the local food trucks?
Fresh pasta. So this is where we wanted to really put out the fresh pasta side of things, was with the trucks, and then our main specialty up to now has been all things sourdough. So yeah, our pizza is. We've starter now, we're 8 years old now, our starter's coming up on. So
what do you call your starter? Does it have a name? Is it made
I think it's had a couple of names, it depends on the day.
Glenn, what do you call him the starter? Because it's siblings, isn't it? Tell us a bit about that.
So there's myself and my older brother Glenn. So Glenn is all things fermentation, pizza, bread, fabulous sourdough, as you know, Tracy.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
And then I have my 2 sisters, so Don and Emily. Don and Emily look after a lot of things, front of house, marketing, social media, everything else, and then they leave us two in the back to do the dirty work. Sorry, girls.
But what a great group, as in the 4 of you, what you bring to life up there is absolutely outstanding, because the location is incredibly special.
Yes.
Will you tell us a bit about the location?
Yeah, so basically we are in an old Church of Ireland church.
Yeah.
Which has came with its challenges, so you have to make do with the space as best you can.
Yes.
We're also in an active graveyard still, yeah. So it's different, but it's very, very interesting. So basically, we extended. So guys, just to explain to you now, I formed a paste in the middle. I'm just going to slowly with my hands fold in the last bit of flour. So basically, cover your wet piece that you have in the middle. Okay, cover it completely. And this is where, if you want to keep your hands semi-clean, you can use your dough scraper.
Love it, pounder, and dough scraper
Stuff,
there.
thank you.
We might be in a shed, but we're very high tech. Yeah.
So yeah.
A bowl of water under the counter.
So so the restaurant now at the moment, so we built a lovely stone pizza oven out in the middle of the restaurant floor, and
It's a feature.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, so it's the heart of the restaurant pretty much. So yeah, so we put in the pizza oven. We converted the kitchen completely, and we put in our own dough room inside. So basically, we kind of took inspiration from the fermentation shed over in the cookery school. So guys, I would have myself, Glenn, and my two sisters would have spent a lot of time down around this part of the world, between talks, courses, and demos down here in Ballymaloe. So basically, that kind of really, going back to my background, I would have worked a lot around the city centre growing up in Dublin and the fine dining scene. And after a couple of years, I kind of realised, yeah, it's amazing, and that's where I've learned absolutely everything that I suppose technique-wise what I know today. But I kind of wanted to come back to our roots at home. I had enough years of making things into gels and foams and different things like that, and I just said, let's try and do something a little bit more what we know, you know.
Love it. Your twist.
Yeah. So basically, myself and Glenn started working together in another restaurant, and after a couple of years, I suppose you could say we got the hump, and we really enjoyed it, and we went out and we decided to start looking for our own.
Amazing.
Yeah. So as I said then, so we done a lot of travelling from Italy, working then various places around the country, and then things really changed once we came down here to Ballymaloe. We spent the best part of a month with Darina and all the guys up in the cookery school, which, as I said, from the background that I come from, this is the home, this is where it all started. And I truly, truly believe that you can see it all around you, and the people.
From the soil, from the sea.
Unbelievable,
Yeah.
you know. And I never realised such a high end of things could be done from this, you know. So it's a lot more kind of fulfilling. So that's the main reason, I suppose, why we wanted to.
And there's nothing easy about it. We'll say that there's a love and there's a passion, and it's hard work. But you either buy into it or you don't.
Exactly, and I suppose the whole family aspect of things.
Yeah.
Would have its challenges, but we wouldn't be where we are without it now today. You have that closer relationship, closer bond that you can kind of, you can say the things you probably wouldn't say in a usual environment, for the good and bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems to have.
And it's the growth piece as well, Aidan, isn't it? So to go from Tribe as it is, or as it was for those first couple of years, where you are today with 2 food trucks on top of Tribe.
Yes.
So Tribe went from a restaurant to 30% takeaway. You're known for your Sunday lunches. You do amazing roasts, very creative. You're always bringing in those ideas, that freshness, and the community absolutely adore what you do.
Especially, the community.
Support.
Yeah, so that's, I suppose, with the supplier side of things, I never realised, I always thought of, I suppose, the West Cork, East Cork, this part of the country, amazing for what we do, and for what Ireland has. But I kind of realised from my own dad over here, so from our own beef at home, from our dairy farm, I realised we have some of the best products in the world, so why don't we try and do it up here?
Yeah.
And just to try and push them suppliers that's around us, all over the country, you know. And I suppose there was a time, as I said, with this asparagus, for example, I remember you'd be getting big asparagus, what would you say? Asparagus about that size. When you see the Irish asparagus, how small it is.
Yeah.
Taste both, and you tell me.
No comparison.
You know? So so now we're coming up slowly to a solid dough.
Yeah.
Okay. You will always think you have too much flour. You don't. Keep going. Follow your recipe. I promise you. keep kneading, it will work.
Which we'll have on the website in the next couple of days.
Yes.
All these recipes will be up.
Absolutely. So have faith with this. Now,
And enjoy it.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the part, this is the workout, but also...
I'd offer to help, but you're doing a great job. Really, no, honestly, I'd step in, but...
So for this, guys, you can keep this raw as a dough for up to 2 days. If you want to go and cook your pasta, for example, you want to cut it into tagliatelle. I would cut it into tagliatelle, put it into a freezer bag, squeeze out all the air, keep it in your fridge up to 3 months. Take it out any time you want, straight into boiling water.
In the freezer?
In the freezer, yeah. And then from that there, if you have, I know I would have had this issue a lot. When you cook pasta and you add a sauce, you add a meat, anything like that to it, and you have that little bit left in the pot and you have too much.
Yeah.
You can freeze that too.
Yeah.
Also, sauce and all. Everything into a freezer bag once again. Make sure you have no air at all. When you take that freezer bag out, you do decide you want a little bowl of pasta. Take your freezer bag out, half fill a pot with boiling water, just a gentle simmer, pop your bag in. You're looking at about 8 to 10 minutes. You'll have your pasta as fresh as when you first ate it.
Oh, and the moisture's all retained.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So now you can start to see it slowly. So just with kneading it, guys, it can be quite tough. So always, when with the palm, the sole of your palm, straight down in, lift your fingers like that, push away from you, grab, and fold back over.
Getting that
push again.
stretch.
Yeah. So I have this one here for you now, so I'll finish off
And what's
this.
the good news? Do we have one that we made earlier?
We might.
Do we?
Might. The famous words of Doreen Allen, huh?
Comes in so handy when you're in the shed demoing.
So now you start to see that colour start to come
Yeah.
through. Guys, the eggs you use in pasta, so important. So I was lucky enough to pick up some lovely organic free range eggs earlier today.
Where'd you get them?
In
Cookery School?
Cookery School,
Go
yeah.
on.
Yeah. So I can promise you it'll make all the difference. Yeah.
Do you know, if you actually did want to hand it over and you wanted me to knead it, I could do that for you.
That'd be okay.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm here for you.
I'll start setting us up here for our next wee
Love it.
part, okay? I'll clean this over for you.
No pressure.
That was all.
Would you grab me a bowl or even that tray? Actually, Nora, I'll take that. Yeah. So this is a godsend. These dough scrapers are fantastic because you really don't want to be coming in here with all this dry mix with a wet cloth because it just makes it worse, 10 times worse. Fabulous, darling. Thank you so much. So our broth is on and it's really reducing there, Aidan. What do you
Yep.
think of that now? Are you going to give that a quick taste?
So, how are we looking? Lovely.
Fab, darling.
So let me just taste that. Yeah, lovely.
Nice.
So, I'd say we've about another 10 minutes on that. We're
Cool.
good to go.
Love it.
Alright. So,
What do you need? Well, I need.
as I had said, so
I'm on it. I promise I'm working hard.
guys, when you get to this stage that Tracy is
He's
at up
very
here,
strong, you know. You make it look very easy.
you're looking at about 10 minutes, guys, from this point. When you have no cracks in your dough at all, when it's completely smooth, and when you press the top of your dough, it doesn't spring back.
Lovely.
It's ready to go. Wrap it in cling film,
Yeah.
a wet, damp cloth. If you're going to use it that day, that afternoon, damp cloth, damp tea towel, bowl, or wrap it in cling film into the fridge.
Yeah.
Not like any other dough, it has to go into the fridge. Okay, it just needs to relax. Just all that
Yeah.
gluten needs to just calm down.
Of course it needs to relax. Relax.
So, Tracy, I'll relieve you now, and here's a lovely finished product.
Yoo-hoo!
So, guys, I've brought a pasta roller with me today, but if you are at home, I stole this from my lovely mum. So, guys, a rolling pin, it'll always work for you.
Yeah.
Just, as I said, a little bit more elbow grease. What I would advise, if you want to keep it from this stage, roll it, cut it into whatever shape you like, then freeze it. Don't freeze it as a whole. You freeze it as a whole, you will struggle to cut the shapes. You want to be cooking straight away when you come out of that freezer. Okay.
Yeah.
As I said, in the fridge, you've 2 days as you are here.
Yeah.
But just like that, why would you be buying pasta when you can have it? You have it for the next 2 days, you know. So.
Thing of beauty.
We'll pop that over here if you want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop it onto that.
Laura, you're in charge of that.
So, guys, there's your colour after 24 hours. Once you make your dough, rest for at least 4 hours. You will hear an hour, here, there, 4 hours, I promise you. Up to 24 hours, okay? You'll get to this, once you get to this point, so what I do recommend is, you might have heard of semolina, semola flour. It's just that little bit more coarse, yeah. So we use rice flour and semolina. Yeah, so you can use rice flour, semolina. You can do a 50-50 mix of both. Basically, if you use a plain flour, you can nearly knock that off. If you use a plain flour or even a double O pasta flour, you'll find it starts to cake onto the pasta and it just becomes that little bit too thick. And with this here, it can give you a little bit of a crunchy texture, but 90% of it will wash off when you're going to cook. So we're going to cook these tortellinis, guys, in our broth as well, okay? So, give a light dusting.
Very professional. It's like Salt Bay.
So,
look at the wrist.
This part can be tough.
Just barely warming it up.
Literally. So I took this out, guys, of the fridge about half an hour ago. Recommend maybe going a little bit more. It's still fairly hard, but we'll see how we get on. Okay. You just basically, guys, at this point, if you have a pasta roller, which can all be bought from the Ballymaloe shop here, I've noticed this morning. So basically, if you're going into a pasta roller, just roll your ends small enough that you can get it in, okay? If not, if you're going to roll by hand, roll until, so you're looking at about 1/8 of an inch thickness, okay, for filled pastas. You're looking then at about 1/6 for, as I said, tagliatelle, linguine, pappardelle, anything like that, okay? 1/6 of an inch, all right? So, once we get to here, excuse me now for a moment.
Because the thickness of that actually matters, doesn't it? Because it's a balance then from the filling.
So yeah,
what you want to consider.
With the filled pastas, so that's what I wanted to actually speak about. So a pasta like this, guys, this is like a creamy, this is a cheese kind of sauce that's inside, okay? It's like a cheesy bechamel sauce, okay? At that point, you're okay, you're looking at about 3 to 4 minute cook time. As I said, we're gonna cook this in our broth, not in usually salted water, okay? But if you have an uncooked filling, guys, 5 to 6 minutes, please ensure everything is piping hot, okay, at all times. But with this here, you're just looking enough just to cook your pasta and melt your cheese.
Lovely.
All right. I'm nearly there now.
Are you going to use the machine then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
such a great use, isn't it?
Yeah.
No pressure, we're all staring at you. Who here has made pasta at home before? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. I love it.
Yeah, so I was put to shame when we were in Italy. I was wondering why I didn't see any pasta rollers or pasta machines anywhere. And I seen a lady I was introduced to, and she was, it always sounds like the traditional story, isn't it? The old Italian grandmother, but it's true. And this lady, a guy I went to do, I trained with, his mother was 89 years old, and I walked into her kitchen. I was blessed now to get this opportunity. I walked in, and I seen, it looked like a broomstick, taller than me, about 6 foot. It's called a mattarello. It's how they roll their pasta. So, so she has a big open table in the middle of her kitchen, and she will roll the whole pasta sheet, starting at a size like that, and it will turn into the size of this table. Yeah, incredible. Yeah. So.
What a beautiful experience.
Yeah. So we kind of modernised the whole thing.
We give out, don't we?
I know.
Who was I giving out?
No, it's effortless when you see it done like that. So we'll see how we're looking now. Warm it up. So Tracy, I will, once I get a little bit of length in the pasta sheets, I will get your help.
Yeah.
So just trim off. So guys, just whatever size, as I said, if you have a pasta machine, just trim your edges very slightly, just to fit your roller, okay? So, stuff. Guys, any little offcuts of pasta that you have like that, so anything like that, what I do, I tend to roll them like that. You can roll them out about this length, put them in the middle, very similar to spaghetti, which have a lot more texture in it, lovely bouncy noodle,
Nice.
really, really good. So you can, I'll get them again, freezer bags, keep all this stuff, it's vital.
Yeah, make a meal out of it.
Absolutely. So
I
just
like
trim
this
it up.
zero waste.
Well, that's the age we live in, I suppose, and that's, you know, it's so important, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now. Looking good.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you don't need any extra flour or anything like that going through the roller. So
you're just pressing it down.
yeah, just to get
so
a
that
little
will go
edge.
in nice and easily.
Yeah.
We use the pasta router in the shop with crackers as well.
Uh-huh.
Oh, cheese crackers.
Lip wash or like
Lovely.
those kind of things or like just to give
So handy. Yeah.
just have for another use, it's not just pasta. It would
Yeah.
work for me, but
Nice and speedy
crackers
too.
for canapes and stuff, yeah, just makes the job
Oh,
so much easier.
Yeah.
when you have to do 200 or 300 portions, then you notice. so basically, pasta machines, guys. So you have from 0 up to 10 numbers here on a little wheel on the side. Okay. Start on size 0. That's the widest setting. So you've got 2 rollers, one here, one here. You're going to feed your pasta through that. Go up a number, and you keep repeating that process until you get the thickness that you want. Every person is different. Every pasta is different as well. And some people just have a personal preference.
Yeah,
You know?
fair play.
So, just take all the sharp objects away. This stuff. Okay, so just feed it in. So the first one, guys, you can sometimes have to do it
There's nothing like working
twice
in
or
the
3
shed.
times. We make the best of what we have, huh?
True.
So pop that in there, and then it can be quite tough the first time, but you just have to bear with it. There we go. Lovely. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So the first one, guys, will always just take that little bit more time. And what we'll often do is we'll roll it out to this point with the machine, and then we'll roll it by hand, just so you can get that little bit more control on it, nearly almost.
Yeah. Well, when you're this passionate about pasta, because you've put in a lot of effort, training, education in this space,
Yeah,
it
even
means that much to you.
even the guys, I have to say, the lads, the guys in the kitchen, any of the chefs, younger chefs that came in through the kitchen,
Yeah.
when they really see what goes into it, you see the appreciation a hell of a lot more, you
And
know.
you get to taste it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know. So
Lovely.
guys, you might have heard of tortelloni and tortellini. Okay, the difference is, and as I was told by this lady in
Yeah.
Italy, tortellini is around, you wrap the piece of pasta around your baby finger, tortelloni around your thumb. That's the difference, okay?
Nice.
Yeah, so,
I'll just move that.
yeah, so I'm just going to trim once more. Just any little edges, cracked edges, anything like that. So. Because the only reason you want to remove the cracked edges is just when it goes through the machine, the crack can continue through your pasta. So you want to try to keep it as smooth as you want, as smooth as you can all the time, okay? Warm that up. Oh, it's on one.
Yeah.
Lovely, thank you very much.
No worries.
Yeah, so as I said, the rice flour, now you see it start to sail through,
Yeah.
now a lot easier. So the rice flour and semolina, it can give you a lovely texture, just a little bite, a little extra bite. But as I was explaining, just when you're out, so basically when you go to cook your pasta, 90% of that coarse flour will come off.
Yeah.
So you don't need to worry about it changing up your texture too much. Okay. Lovely, there we go. So once you get to about a 2 foot length with your sheet, it always helps to have a helping hand. Or a good kitchen chair or hanging over the edge of the counter can work as well. Stuff. Beautiful, there we go. So guys, the thinner and thinner the pasta starts to get, the silkier and smoother the dough will get each time, okay? Just going to trim one more time.
You can see a massive difference in that now.
Yeah.
And we're only going on to number 5.
Yeah, so I would be looking at this, you're looking at number 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also need to, if you're filling your pastas, it's a lot to do. A lot of people will just think it's the thickness, but it's also the pasta recipe, it's the dough that you use as well. Okay, I'll just trim that there at the end. Okay. So, and as well, all these little, if you have any odd bits of pasta, if anyone likes minestrone soup, all of them little pieces of pasta, just like that, they can all just be into nice salted water or pop it into your minestrone soup, and it's perfect. Yeah, we're getting there. Lovely. Just one more time.
On to number 6.
Lovely.
1 away from perfection.
I hope. Gentle. Thank you very much.
Yeah, fecker.
We're losing a bit there. Well,
Yeah.
okay, that's okay. I can
Brilliant.
trim it up, don't worry. I'll take all that off.
Yeah.
Bring that out. So guys, if it ever starts to, sometimes it can bundle up on you in a pasta machine. So if that ever happens, just reverse it back up and out, trim it, and keep going. Be patient with pasta. Really be patient. And again, go. That's okay. Now we can take all that off.
Yeah.
We're nearly there.
Do you want to go to the 7?
Yeah,
Are you
please.
happy?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Go again. One more time. Yeah, this will be perfect.
And so once it comes out at number 7, that's the thinness or thickness, whichever way you look at it.
For a fill, so ravioli,
Yeah.
raviolo, tortellini,
Yeah.
any filled pasta really.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter about filling, anything like that. Now, we might just run this lad through,
Yeah.
and then
Love
I'll
it.
be pretty happy and we can start making.
Yoo-hoo.
There we go. And we'll just trim up our sides.
Lovely.
Thank you, Tracy.
No worries.
Now. So guys, the filling today is a smoked Gubbeen cheese. So I made a simple bechamel or just a really simple cheese sauce, like a Mornay sauce. So what that is, if you want to make it at home, very, very easy. So 100 grams of flour, so it's equal parts flour butter. So 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of butter. You're going to look down at about a litre of milk. Okay, so melt your butter, add in your flour, whisk it, keep whisking just to cook out your flour. When the little bubbles inside start rising, your flour is cooked out, add your milk. When you add your milk, don't be alarmed by the whole thing starting to thicken up. Really start whisking heavy then at that point, okay? You'll start to get a lovely, lovely creamy milky sauce. After that then, add whatever your favourite cheese you like, a melty cheese perhaps, and it'll start to get really, really thick and luscious then, alright? So, Tracy, let's get going with this.
Do you use a goat's cheese or a cow cheese?
This is a cow's cheese. Yeah, so you can use goat cheese, sheep
Very
cheese,
versatile,
and
yeah.
versatile for any cheese at all.
Yeah.
So we get cooking, Tracy.
Yeah. Tell me what you need.
So I have cutters here. About that.
Yeah.
So guys, cutters at home, I'm sure you all have cutters at home. So easy. So nice and easy. You don't need any extra flour or anything at all with this pasta. It's so durable. Almost seems dry at this point.
Yeah.
But
love it.
you'll see what I mean now.
But that's it, you don't want it tacky. It's really
No,
important, isn't it?
absolutely. So one, just enough for a portion. And as I say, guys, all of these trimmings, keep all of it.
Yeah.
You can use all of this.
Well, you want it because it's so delicious.
I hope
Simple
so.
sage butter. You know, isn't it? Like,
Absolutely.
what can you do afterwards?
From
A lovely bowl there.
any hair butter or anything like that, guys, Nice little bit of fresh parmesan on top. Bowl of goodness. So simple but so good. So let's say we use these 3 little pieces here. We'll call it 1 extra piece. Now. Lovely stuff.
And then your filling for this.
Yes. So this is our smoked gubbeen here. So with this, with the smokiness, guys, of the cheese, I just thought it worked really well with the asparagus. So with this here, once I had that into a cheese sauce, season up to taste, and then I went in with nutmeg. Nutmeg goes really good.
Elevation.
Yeah, really good, especially with smoky cheeses.
Yeah.
So just like that again, you want to do ricotta and lemon, very good as well. Mascarpone, you can do mascarpone fresh dill is very good as well. So
we're all coming to the restaurant. We're sold.
So at this point, guys, if you have a spray bottle at home, one of your best friends with pasta. Okay, so we're gonna fill them. I'll show you now. It's a little trick so you don't get your counter or your fingers kind of mucky. So just into a piping bag. If not, piping bag, guys, just straight out. Wet the tip of your finger. So if you have your filling, spoon, take a little bit, wet the top of your finger, and just pull it off your spoon, and it won't stick to your hands at all. And then this one, pipe just into the center. Thank you, Tracy. Lovely. Now, can everybody see down there? So just a small little piece, about the size of a euro coin, just in the center of your disc. Now, so if you just wet your finger now, you'll see the little point at the top from your piping bag. Just flatten it down. The reason you want to flatten that down is just when you fold over your pasta, you don't want your filling coming out through your seal, because then you're breaking your seal and it will bust in the pot on you, okay? So just tap that down nice and gently. Now, fold. So into your hand. Now, at this point, usually you'll have a pastry brush